Hey my friends, thank you for being here today. In this video, we're going to take a look at how this beautiful ocean theme inspired gold and sapphires Dutch pour ocean inspired painting was created, and you are going to love the results of this. Look at all these beautiful textures and cells, and the final outcome is gorgeous. You're going to love this one, and this creation video is what we're going to be taking a look at right here. So thanks for being here, and let's get on with this beautiful, grand, adventurous video. So thank you again, my friends, for checking out this video, and please remember that this is part of a premiere train. And if you did not get to see all of the artists who did premiere before me on this particular premiere train, then please check the links below and enjoy watching everyone's videos, because each of us artists do something very different. We each have our own styles, and we bring a little bit different creations. Even if we use some of the same techniques, sometimes all of our creations, of course, look a little different because they have our own personality in them, our own hand, our own creative stroke of energy, and they all come out just a little bit differently. So check everyone's out, and again, the participants who are in this particular premiere train usually are Nate Bright of Nate Bright Art, Lori Houston of Lori Houston Art, and Camile Amoy of Camile Amoy Art, as well as myself. Alright, so I'm starting with a gold background, and I've been playing around with this particular gold a little bit recently. It's a bottle of paint I actually bought a few years ago and didn't really love the color of at that time, and so I never really used it. And recently I have really started to love it. So this is a Deco Art brand, but it's from the Dazzling Metallics line, and this one is called Splendid Gold. There is something, though, that I will be telling you about, something that I noticed in a new bottle of it that I bought. This was the first bottle of it that I bought in several years, because what you have seen me experiment with in my most recent videos using this color was from the bottle that I bought probably 3 or 4 years ago and happened to just have on hand. And so what happened in the new bottle that I bought is, I'm not entirely sure, but I suspect they have changed the formula. And the reason I don't know for sure is because I still had a little bit left of that original bottle from 3 or 4 years ago when I put my first coat of base paint down on this canvas. But what happened was, when I came in for my second coat, it seemed like it might be quite a bit more transparent than what I was getting before. Now, because it was the second coat, I can't yet be sure. I will be experimenting more, and I will let you know as I do, because if they have greatly reduced the quality of this paint brand, I will not be buying it past the bottle that I currently have, even though I really love this shade of color. But I'm just not going to put up with that. It's not that, I mean, it's not an extremely expensive paint, but at the same time, if the opaqueness of it has been significantly compromised, then it's going to take many more coats to get that coverage, and it's just not going to be cost effective. And I am certain that there are other brands out there that can provide a color like this, but with better, superior coverage. So stay tuned about that, my friends. If you'd like to hear what I discover as I continue to use this new bottle of paint, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you don't miss out on what I share. I'm hoping for good news, because I actually really like this color now. I wish I would have started liking it before, to be honest, but hey, I didn't. So it's all right. Things happen when they do. I was more in resonance with other things at that time. So of course here I'm just scooping up some of the paint and making sure that my sides and my edges are completely covered. I sometimes see, especially with Dutch pours, even Rinske Dauna herself does not always solidly cover her edges before she does the Dutch pour. She will leave that to after the fact. But I've not been able to derive great results when I've tried that. I haven't really liked what has happened to my edges when I have done it. So, you know, chances are very good I'm just not realizing how a better way could be to do it to end up with a good result, because I'm sure somebody like Rinske Dauna, she's so very particular about her outcomes that I'm sure she wants her sides to be gorgeous. So she probably just has a knack to it that I have not yet come across to do. So I prefer to make sure my edges, my sides are really, really well covered first. For me, this is how I get the best result. So of course, you know, you do it your way. We each develop our own little way, or we find what we're able to do well, most easily, most quickly. And then of course we like to gravitate toward that, right? Because we just want to get on with things and derive good results when we make the efforts in our creations that we do. So here I'm just pouring on some ocean colors. I also have some purple shades. That very dark color that I put down first was a purple shade. And this is white. This is Amsterdam white. And everything is mixed with a little bit of Floetrol and water. This is something different from what Rinske Dauna does. She does not mix with Floetrol. She just mixes with water. But I was excited to try that at first when I heard she was doing that. For some reason in my mind I actually thought this would be a great savings of money, but I actually don't feel it's true, because the Floetrol actually helps extend the paint, and then of course the water just thinning it down to consistency is something that works really well for me. I felt that I used so much more paint when I tried to mix just with water that I just didn't really like the cost effectiveness, or should I say the lack of cost effectiveness for me. But in truth, it might be part of how she gets the beautiful, beautiful results that she gets. And my Dutch pours don't come out exactly like hers, and I do love her results. But I'm very pleased with the result of this one, and you can tell me when you get to see the final result, which of course you had a sneak peek in the beginning, but you can tell me if you think that this is pretty or not, or if this would be something you would be pleased with if it was a result that you got. Also, Rinske would typically have a little bit less color on her canvas, and I have definitely done Dutch pours with that method too, and sometimes I've gotten good results with it, and sometimes I have not. And because I've had trouble in the past with my color disappearing into this gold background, which is the case in the last video I did with this, with the gold and the red, it didn't come out with quite the red strength that I had been after. I still liked the result, don't get me wrong. I thought the result was really pretty in the end, so I was very happy to post it. I'm very sorry for my neighbor's dog. My neighbor keeps their dog kenneled outside almost all the time, and the poor thing, that's how it feels about it. But you know, I can't guarantee when is a good time for me to do a voiceover or make a video, so I have to just go with what I can, and it is what it is, unfortunately. So there you can see I just started the blowout, and I'm coming in and just doing a little mouth blowing there. And you can start to see as I'm moving along, doing more of the mouth blowing, you can see where I've done part of it already. And you can start to see the effect. It's very nice, very wispy, which is of course what I'm after. So I'm really liking all of the wispy effects. I feel it's so pretty, and I love that negative space. This was actually my plan. My plan was to leave this area of gold. I in particular wanted to do that because I really do like this gold, and I didn't want to really cover most of it up. Of course I wanted the Dutch pour area, of course, otherwise what would be the point? But I also really wanted a significant amount of that gold to be showing in the end. Otherwise, I feel like why bother to use a metallic like that if I'm going to just cover it up, you know, especially since I put it down as my background color. And always remember to scrape those under edges, my friends. You want to periodically scrape those drippings as your painting is setting up. For me, this dripping period can take as long as approximately 45 minutes. So I just come back, maybe every 5-10 minutes, a little bit more frequently at first, of course, because it's going to be dripping a little bit more frequently when you've just done the painting. And then that dripping will slow down gradually. And if you're here at the time of premiere, well, first let me thank you for being here with me at the time of premiere. Us artists, we really love it when you're here with us, when you chat with us in the live chat, or even if you're just here as one of the people watching at the time, even if you don't feel like chatting with us, it is still appreciated. We love having you here at the time of our premieres, and we appreciate it immensely. I am not the only one that feels that way. All of us artists do. And this premiere, of course, is part of a Tuesday evening premiere train called Choo Choo Chuesdays. And the regular participants at this point in this premiere train are Nate of Nate Bright Art, Lori of Lori Houston Art, Camille of Camile Amoy Art, and myself. And I'm not sure if Nate is able to join us this week or not. He has been traveling and he has not been able to participate the last 2 Tuesdays. I'm not sure if this week will be different, but that information as to who participated will be below in the description. So you can always check there and find the links to everyone's channels who did actually have a premiere during this Tuesday premiere train. And again, we thank all of you for checking out our art, for being with us at the time of premieres when you can. But even when you check us out on the replay, it helps our channels a lot, and we know that you enjoy watching this kind of art or you wouldn't be here. And it is so wonderful for us to create these beautiful presentations to bring you joy and happiness, and it in turn brings us so much joy and happiness when you enjoy it and find value in it. So thank you for being a part of that beautiful circle, us giving to you out of our joy, and then you receiving and watching and enjoying it at the time of your experience and deriving all of the benefits that you derive personally for yourself as well. That is so satisfying for us, and thank you for being a part of that within our creation journey.